Okay, a polygon is a closed figure formed by 3 or more line segments called sides. This should look very familiar. You saw this in middle school. You learned this. We're going to be adding to what you learned, but the basis of it is what you've already learned. Sum of the interior angle measures. So the sum of the measures can be determined by the number of triangles that can be drawn within the polygon. So if you look at this, because how many angles does a triangle add up to? How many degrees?
180.
180 degrees. So if I look at a triangle, I know it's got 3 sides, which is only one triangle, and it adds up to 180 degrees. If I've got a quadrilateral, quad meaning four-sided figure, it has 4 sides, I can break that up into 2 triangles. Well, if I have 2 triangles, what's the total number of degrees now? 360. Okay, if I have a pentagon, I can break it up into 3 triangles. It's got 5 sides, 3 triangles. How do you think I would find the number of degrees?
You add all 3 triangles.
Or add 3 triangles or do 180 times 3. So 540. And then if I have 6 sides, how many triangles is it? 4. And that would be 180 times 4, which is 720. I'm hoping that you see the pattern here. So if heptagon, so by the way, you do need to know these prefixes. If you don't, hexagon is 6, heptagon means 7, octagon 8, nonagon 9, decagon 10. The only other one we might talk about is a dodecagon, which is a 12-sided figure. After that, they'll call it like a 13gon. So it's the number 13-gon. So they basically tell you the number of sides in the name at that point. The others have special sides. I don't know if we'll ever refer to a dodecagon or not. It's not listed here, but I can't promise you that I haven't seen it. So what do we do when we go from number of sides to number of triangles? What pattern do you notice?
It goes up 1. And it's up by 2.
To go from number of sides to number of triangles, what do we do? Subtract 2. Y'all got to listen to the question before you start yelling out answers. So if I have a 7-sided figure, 5 triangles means 5 times 180, which is 900. If you have 8 sides, you can make 6 triangles. And then again, you should be seeing this pattern. So if you have an n-sided figure, n just being any integer, obviously it's got to be 3 or larger. In order to find the interior angle sum, S, you're going to do 180 times the number of sides minus 2. This is not a formula I give you. You have to either memorize the formula or remember how it was that we're referring to number of triangles, which is 2 less than the number of sides times 180. I don't care how you learn it, but you have to be able to do this. I will not give you that formula. Okay? So, without anything, find the sum of the measures of the interior angles in a 15gon. So what am I going to do?
S equals 180.
I'm going to do one of 2 things. I am going to either write out the formula, or even if you write 180 times 3, but I'm going to tell you right now, if on the homework or on a quiz, if all you give me is this answer, I'm counting it wrong. All right, 21 gone. By the way, I'm okay with you doing that number in your head, 21 minus 2, and going, oh, this is 19 minus 180. Either of those, 1 or number 2, that work is fine. That shows me that you know what you're doing. So that works. This would be 3420 degrees. Go do number 3 and 4. By the way, you have a calculator. Obviously, I'm not asking you to do this without the calculator, so use your calculator. Yes, that is a 15. Yeah. There we go. Thank you. Okay, a regular polygon is a polygon in which all of the side lengths and all of the angle measures are congruent. To find any of those angle measures, I take the sum, which is the one we just did, 180 times n minus 2, and then I divide by the number of sides. Does that make sense? So find the measure of each interior angle in the following regular polygon. So a regular pentagon, pent means 5. So this is 180 times 5 minus 2 over 5. Remember to use alpha y equals to get that fraction in the calculator, so that way you don't have to worry about parentheses. Makes it easier. If you need me to show you how to do that, make sure you ask. So you get that each of the interior angles is 108 degrees. Now, when I'm talking about an interior angle, so that's a pentagon, okay? Interior angle means from the center. That is my interior angle. Okay? A regular 18 gone. So again, by the way, let's think about this real quick. We know a triangle. If it's a regular triangle, that's an equilateral triangle. The angle measures what? One angle measure of an equilateral triangle or equiangular is
is 60.
60. Okay, what would be a regular quadrilateral if it's all sides congruent, all angles congruent? What is that called? Special name? Square. What does a square have? What are its angles? 90. What's happening the more sides you get? The angles are getting bigger. So think about it. If you go to 3 sides and then 4 sides, the more you have, your angles are getting wider. What happens when you get to like a bazillion sides? It becomes more like a circle, which is where some of these numbers are coming from. Okay, so 18 gone. We expect that to be a big number. So that's a good way to check yourself to make sure you didn't mess something up. 180 times 18 minus 2 divided by 18. That is going to give me 160 degrees. Okay, this one's super important and nice and simple. The exterior angles, which are supplementary, means that they create, if we take any shape and extend its sides to make a line, an exterior angle is the one that adds up to 180 with that interior angle. The sum of your exterior angles, well, let's see what happens in this triangle. 180 minus 61, that's 119 degrees. 180 minus 79, that's 101. 180 minus 40 degrees is 140. When I add those up, I get 360. Well, let's look at the next one. 180 minus 71, so this one's 109. The next one is 56. The next one is 104. And the next one is 91. We're going to add all those up. 109 plus 56 plus 104 plus 91. And we get 360. Because as your interior angles are getting bigger, your exterior angles are getting smaller, and they have this nice, lovely property that they will always add up to 360. You can check the pentagon and the hexagon if you don't believe me. So, sum of exterior angles is always 360 degrees. Okay? Now, you've got to think through some of these problems, or else you're going to be doing a lot more work than what you really want to do. Okay? So you've got to try to make these as simple as possible. Looking at number 7, what is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular hexagon? Well, how many angles is that if it's a hexagon? 6. And if it's an exterior angle, they always add up to 360. So 360 divided by 6 means it's 60 degrees. Our key word here, by the way, was regular hex, so we know that they're all the same. And exterior angles means that they add up to 360. All right, what is the measure of the exterior angles of a regular 24gon? So what do you think I need to do? 360 divided by 24, and each angle is 15 degrees. Good. Question on number 7. What if I asked you what the measure of the interior angle was? What do we know about the interior angle and the exterior angle? They add up to 180. They make a straight line. So if the exterior angle is 60, what's the measure of the interior angle? 120. Okay? Does that make sense? So I could, if I ask you for the measure of the interior angle, you can find the exterior angle and then work backwards, which makes it easier. Once you see the formula, you'll understand what I'm saying. If the exterior angle is 12 degrees, how many sides does the polygon have? So basically, we're working our equation backwards. 360 divided by n equals 12. It's just a proportion, cross multiply and solve. So I get 12n equals 360, and n is 30 sides. It is a 30gon if I asked you what it's called. 30gon. They just, after dodecagon, they decided they didn't like to come up with unique names, so they just got boring. All right, if the exterior angle of a regular polygon measures 40 degrees, how many sides? Go solve that one. And then look and check and make sure you got it right. Just like always, I have the answers on the notes. If you want to go practice these to help you practice for the next time we have a quiz, you can practice these. But I want to go ahead and skip to the next page and do some of the ones with shapes. All right, look at number 14. So solve for x. So what do I know about the sum of the interior angles? I've got 6 sides, so we know that the sum equals 180 times 4, correct? Which is 720. Go look at your formulas. You subtract 2. Once you have the number of sides, you subtract 2 and multiply that by 180. Because remember, that's how many triangles you can make. 2 less triangles than the number of sides. So now what do I do? If I know the sum of all of them, I do the algebra. So this is going to be 110 plus 8x minus 1 plus 5x plus 36 plus 116 plus 7x plus 19 plus 6x minus 2 equals 720. Combine my like terms. So you should get 26x plus 278 equals 720. And then solve for x. So 26x equals 442. X equals 17. Only other way I could do this is if I named my polygon, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever, and said find a specific angle. It's about as hard as it gets right there. Okay? Go do number 15 on your own, and then we'll check and see if you got it right. Don't forget to read directions and make sure you actually answer what I asked. Number 16. It says it's a regular polygon, so what does that mean? All the sides are the same. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 sides. Again, there's more than one way to do this. You can use the formula 180 times 10 minus 2 divided by 10 to find out what each angle equals. You get 144, or if you wanted to, 360 divided by 10 is 36. 180 minus 36 is 144. Those numbers are always going to be the same, as long as it's a regular polygon. And then now we know that that means 10x plus 4 equals 144. And x equals 14. Questions on that? Nope, that one's okay? All right, so what do you think we need to do in number 17? They add up and equal? 360. Doesn't matter how many sides there are.